Healing is one of the most difficult journey that I had to embark on. And I don't know, let's just say in this journey you'll cry so much, whether you like it or not. Because when you're deciding to face your inner child, you're deciding to confront the past, and you're also deciding to confront the things that you're ashamed of, the things that you're guilty of, the things that you wished that never happened to you because you feel like somebody was so unfair, or somebody just did something that was not really supposed to be done to you. And those are the feelings that you'll be feeling when you're going through this journey. And I cannot lie to you, it's not easy. And if this video is reaching you and you're watching it, I'm here to tell you that, what if I tell you that there are ways that I am using in my healing journey that can actually also help you to understand yourself and to get to a point where things can actually get better with time. So I'll start with my story and how I began my healing journey and how I got to a point where I started to create content about mental health. So basically in 2020 I had a very rough time, like every other person. It was the pandemic corona time, and that time, like, everything was just not making any sense. Things were bad, like, literally. And for me, I would say, in as much as things were bad for the whole world in a broader perspective, personally, that's the year also, like, things were so bad for me, because I think that's the year that I had started to understand psychology. I had started to learn about trauma. I had started to understand the way people behave. And that time is when, like, we were at home, and my dad was usually that strict person, and then we just started to have issues all over every now and then. And I feel like I'm not ready to give the details right now, but I'm just gonna tell you like a real bit of the whole conclusion. So it went up and down until I felt like this is a lot, and I just carried my few belongings and left home. So that's really what happened. And from there, like, I would say I've never regretted that move where I had to leave home, because we kept having issues up and down all the time. And I just felt like the only solution is it was either I sort of like leave home, because I was having a lot of suicidal thoughts at that time. And so my only solution was I get out of that place. And so I did it. I'll share more details in another video. I hope, hopefully, like in the beginning of next month. I really hope so, because I've arranged down like the topics that I'll be doing every single day. So that topic is also one of them, and it's not this month. So I hope that you guys will watch until one time you come to watch that video as well. And I'll have to make that video because it's very important to me. Because I'm saying this because I've taken a long time to accept my past. I've taken a long time to acknowledge that those things happen to me, but they are not me right now, because I'm a very different person. I'm going for my goals. I'm a person that understands themselves, because that time I was a child, I didn't really know what was happening around me. So basically, this video is just to talk about my healing journey, and then I'll tell you the things that I have been using through the journey. So I think from that time, so basically 2020, I left, then went to stay with my friend for a while, then also went to stay with my aunt. It's just a crazy year. Like 2020 was something else. And along the way, I had like time to think about my life. I had time to wonder like what do I really need? Like what is happening? Like everything around me is bad. Yeah, like I cannot, like, I couldn't keep a relationship, or just, I couldn't find, let me not say keep, I couldn't find somebody to just feel like this is something that I can actually go with. It's just like nothing was working out. I couldn't, also I couldn't like understand even my own self. Like I was just like confused, because there was just a lot of pressure in my life at that time. And from there I started to soul search, and that's when I started to do my shadow works. And in the process I started to realize how bad it is, and how bad my past is affecting my present life, and it had me believe like I'm not important, I'm not an important person. It had me believe that I'm not confident. It had me believe that I have social anxiety. It had me believe that I have nothing to offer. And that's the whole, like, my whole belief system until 2020 things, when things started to get a bit different, because I had to start embracing that part of me, which I'm still working on. And yeah, so from there is when I sort of tried to join peer counseling in campus. I was in campus at that time, and I have never opened up to anyone in my life. But the moment, like, I used to talk about my things, but I never like said the complete details. But the moment I joined that peer counseling, and we used to have those group therapy sessions where people discuss, maybe we'll come up with something, like, for example, one time we will talk about thoughts of what do you call it, like if you want to kill yourself, whatever, what do you call it? Oh god, I can't remember. It's just a lot to talk about. So if you like having suicidal thoughts, for example, so we will talk about a topic like, have you ever like been in a situation where you had suicidal thoughts, because, or maybe you attempted to do suicide. So we'll do something like that, and we'll be seated in a group round, and somebody will share their story if they are willing to. If they're not willing to, they will not share their story. And then the whole thing, like, ever breakups, all that, we'll talk about that. And I think that's the time also I had a major breakup, because like it was my first relationship. Stupid things. And now I was just like in a place where I don't have something to put energy to. It's either I put energy to working on myself, or I put energy to books. And I'm not somebody who loved university reading. I only read when it's exam time. So let me be truthful, because I didn't really get the point. I did a course where I didn't really choose, so I didn't get the point. So along the way is when now I started to be aware of all these mental health issues, and I started to get more in depth about it. Even though in high school I've ever read about depression and anxiety, but I never like pay any attention so much. So now this is when I started to understand. And then there was this topic you were discussing about narcissistic parents and all that. And then things just started to hit me like, oh my God, I'm not alone. Like, people have worse. And when people started to share their stories and they were crying, and their stories were bad than mine, and I was just like, what? Shit, that's crazy. So along that's when I started to accept, like, these things happen to everyone. It's just like not me, or just not my family, or just not my friend. Everyone experiences these issues, and the problem is we suppress them. We behave like we have never happened. Something has never happened, and it's like we forget about it, and we forget to feel those emotions during that time, and those emotions are suppressed in us. And then by the time you're like an adult, you're like my age, I'm 25, things stop working out for you. You might get the job you desire, but you find that you cannot get the partner you desire. Or maybe you get the partner, but you're not getting the job, you're not getting the money. I came to realize the root cause is actually rooted in our belief system, and our belief system is actually made by our personal experiences, especially our first 15 years of age, like when you are like a teenager, and the early 20s. That's actually the core foundation of someone's life. And if you want to get to change yourself, you really have to go back and reflect, and you really have to go back and do a shadow work of that. And basically that's what I've been doing for like 4 years now. All I do is take a journal, and I try to write about things. Sometimes it's hard, you can't even write. You try to write about a situation you are in that you feel like it broke you, because the problem is sometimes these things have like you have experienced a couple of different situations, and they have collectively come together to make you a certain personality. and you don't really say that there's only a specific event that happened. It's like a couple of so many events. The day maybe somebody broke up with you, the day your father shouted at you and he told you the most mean words. That's very like different, but they will combine together to form a very different personality of you. So that's something that I also had to sit down and do so much research about. And along the way, what has really been saving my life is one is accepting. I've been learning to accept the fact that everything happened, whether I was the one who did it or somebody did it to me. It really happened, but I can't hold those people in my heart. The same way I forgive myself is the same way I'm forgiving those people. I don't even care where they are right now. I don't even care about their life, but I just want to release them. And before years back, let's say 2020 and below, I used to be somebody who will always say like, I have to revenge no matter what happens. I can't sit and wait. And those days I was just in some archetype. I don't know who that girl was, but I used to be somebody, when you stress me out, I face you and come and tell you stop stressing me out. Nowadays somebody will do something and I'll just look at them and be like, okay, fine. So yeah, and over time I've also been learning to say that this is me. I had a shitty childhood, and they're also very beautiful moments, that the shitty moments made me not to see the most beautiful moments that I've ever had in my life. And I feel like this thing really, really is important because it helps you to shift your perspective, to think that life is not like white and black. It's just not really. It's like you can't see something and say this is how it is. You have to sit down and be very intuitive and try to see the deeper sense of it. And for me, I think I was always thinking about bad things happening to me. I was always insecure. I was always thinking somebody would come after me. I had that paranoia, a natural one, not from any kind of anything. So like I'll always think like something bad is about to happen. Like instead of me saying, what if something good happens, I will just be like, something bad is about to happen. If someone is nice to me, I will question, why are they nice to me? There must be something they're trying to do. It's actually not because those people are bad. It's because I've had people around me who used to pretend they're nice, but they had so many faces. Like you will wonder, is this the same person that I know? And that's why I think I hate that. So I was always scared when people were so nice to me. But those are the things that I've been working on for 4 years now. And then as well, another thing I also learned is to journal. When you journal, you write down about her, the or him, the little you, the baby you, the one that maybe was humiliated, the one that was abused emotionally or physically. You talk to her, just write her a letter, you tell her she's safe now or something, whatever you can do. Or also you can write a letter pretending to be her and you're writing to you. I feel like it's crazy, but I've ever done this. But the feeling after that, it just feels like, oh my god, that's so like amazing. This just the way you feel like some tension has been released from you in a way. And then another thing as well, this one I learned too late, is trying to do the things that you used to love when you are younger. Like for me, I used to love to draw. I used to love drawing a lot. And the moment I started to, I think it was like, is this year, just this year, I don't remember the month, but the moment I started to draw and paint, and the moment I just took that pencil and started to draw some silly pictures, just they were not making sense because I believe that I used to draw better when I was younger. So after I did that, I just started to feel different. I started to feel like I can do anything that I wanna do. Like it's crazy because it just gives you a sense of freedom. Like you feel free, and once you feel freedom, you feel like your mind has peace and you can create anything. You can try something new. You can allow yourself to grow and make mistakes. Yeah, that's also something that I actually learning to accept. I'm learning to accept that I am human and mistakes are part of my journey. And once I do a mistake, I shouldn't hold myself to that mistake. I shouldn't say, now that you did this wrong, you will never achieve anything again. And that's a negative talk that I used to negative talk myself a lot. I used to say a lot. Like all the time, I'll just be like, oh my God, I've done this and I know it's going to turn out so bad. Oh my. And then there's also physical exercise. Physical exercise has been a great part of my healing journey. Ever since I was in Oma University, I was always going for morning runs sometimes and do indoor work. But sometimes that wasn't a commitment. It was, let's see how this goes. And crazy is I never noticed the importance of that workout. I never noticed until I got to a point where I was so depressed at the latter of last year, when like around November, December. That is when I realized, oh, let's try something new. Let's see if I can go back to working out, if it can help me a little bit. So that is when I also went back to working out. So, but this is my new testimony about working out. When I went to the gym, or just basically I do run also, so I wouldn't say gym because I am open to doing so many different types of exercises, and I also fast because yeah, it's just a journey that I took. So basically I can say when I went to the gym, I went because I wanted to lose weight. And in the process, yes, I lost weight. I lost like 16 kgs. Actually, that thing made me be very confident. I was so uncomfortable in myself. And I just felt like even if somebody tells me I love your body or I love the way you look, I wouldn't feel it. I wouldn't see if that really made sense, because at that time I was having a lot of mental breakdowns. I was just a messed up person. And I don't think I would accept. So the story is, after I lost my weight, I thought I gained confidence. But it's not really confidence that I gained, but instead I gained that mental state where I just feel like this peace and space and freedom in my head. Like my head is just like relaxed. There are not a lot of thoughts in it. That is one thing I realized. Also, my anxiety started to get a little bit less. Like I literally have anxiety a lot sometimes, especially when I go around new people, especially when I am around new people. And that's something that I've always experienced since I was younger. But I feel like lately I've really worked on that. And I've tried to put myself out of my comfort zone. I've tried going out on my own. I've tried to go somewhere where I've never been and meet new people randomly. And yeah, that's kind of like a step. Yeah, and I feel like that's a lot to do, especially somebody who was so used to being in the comfort zone and all that. Okay, sorry for that. Wow, I just can't believe I'm talking about this. I just want to cut it from here. I think I can't continue because I just feel like I need to talk about it, but it's just a lot and I'm not ready yet. So hope I'll be ready and I'll come back to do another episode. Please allow me to just quit it from here.